Yo, what's up, YouTube? Rock on. It's been a few weeks since I made a video. And before I get into it, I just want to make a shout out to Ace Frehley. I wasn't the biggest Kiss fan growing up, but I've always liked Kiss. But I know a lot of people into the same similar type of music as I am. They were like the holy grail of hard rock metal, or like prelude to metal. And, they had so much of an impact on pop culture everywhere: music, movies, everything, like merchandise. You couldn't go anywhere without Kiss stuff, even today. And they really, even though they weren't my favorite band from that time period, I mean, they were the most band with the most legacy, like everywhere. And there's so many casual fans of Kiss too, unlike a lot of the bands I listened to from the 70s. So it's just, you might have like Black Sabbath that influenced metal, but Kiss influenced everything, like pop culture. So that being said, I don't know if I'll make a video about his passing, but I just wanted to make, talk about it really quickly. Ace was my favorite Kiss member. I think he was the fan favorite in most fans' eyes. Him and Eric Carr, both rest in peace, are my two favorite Kiss members. The other ones, Peter Criss is pretty cool, I guess, too. He was actually by Ace's bedside, apparently, so kudos to him. And, the other ones, Gene, Paul, Vinny, I mean, they're all out there. Vinny's out there, and the other two, they don't seem like the nicest people, especially Gene. So, that being said, rest in peace, Spaceman, and thanks for the music. Now, I'm just going to get right down to it. Here to talk about the newest Testament album, Parabellum. I think it's their 14th album. And being a big Testament fan, they're in my personal big four. I had high hopes for this album. When I listened to it the first time, I was like, it pulls from all types of eras of Testament, but the sequencing is really strange. You got For the Love of Pain, which leads off the album, very death metal, very demonic era Testament. Everybody watches my channel knows I listen to thrash, but I don't like harsh vocals. And I know Chuck Billy's always done at least parts of songs, or a song or two on most albums where he has the growly type thrash voice. He does it really well, but this one might be their heaviest song they've ever made. It's certainly up there. Not a fan of it because I like thrash, but I don't like the harsh vocals. So a lot of people love it. Not my style, really. So the next song, the first single, Infanticide AI, definitely more typical Testament songs. He has a couple growly parts where he throws in, but that's what he does. But this is classic Testament sound, pure thrash, good single. The third song is my favorite, Shadow People. It really brings me back to my favorite era of Testament, like Practice What You Preach and Souls of Black era. Even though Souls of Black is not my favorite Testament album, I find the songwriting and the production not the greatest, but I love that era, late 80s, early 90s Testament. That's what it reminds me of. Probably my favorite song on the album. Now going to side two, Meant to Be. This is a very amazing ballad, and it's like 7 minutes long or something, and it's much like Return to Serenity, Trail of Tears, from the songs from those particular albums. The ballad, which along with Shadow People is my favorite song off the album, and they really do ballads well. It's just they don't do them very often, and I think they could really do more, even though it might piss a lot of thrash fans off, and it's not really their style. But Chuck Billy is really good at both. Here we got, like, trying to talk with my fucking hands. Here you got the very harsh like death metal type growling vocals, and you have the ballad. I mean, he can do both and everything in between. Well, he usually does like pure thrash, so, but he can pull both off well. And then this is where the album kind of is like, what the hell's going on? The sequencing is just all over the place. Like the first four songs draw from all types: death metal, pure thrash, Early Testament, the ballad, and then now back to High Noon, which is not quite as death metal like sounding as For the Love of Pain, but it's very harsh, harder vocals. It's okay of a song, but like I said, it's not really my type of vocal music, the vocal range or the vocal style that I like. I think they just released it as the third single from the album. Yeah, I think it was just a video, with lyric video. That's what I was thinking of. And then side 3, Witch Hunt, just as heavier than High Noon, sort of like For the Love of Pain, very heavy, like very death metal like vocals again. Not my favorite, obviously. So you go from the ballad to 2 really heavy, kick in the teeth songs. I'm like, the sequencing is so weird on this album. And then you get into the Nature of the Beast in Room 17. First, Nature of the Beast is the worst song on the album, in my opinion. Yes, it's more my style. It's more slower, mid-paced thrash. Like, reminds me of, like, sort of would fit on, Nature of the Beast would fit on one of my favorite, and not most people's favorites, the album with Return to Serenity. Yeah, that album was sort of like their Black Album. The fucking name is escaping me, but it would fit on that album perfectly. But the song lyrics are kind of cheesy. It's talking about gambling, and just, I don't know. It seems like the filler, if there was one on this album, it would be Nature of the Beast. The song's okay. And then Room 17 is definitely more the similar mid-paced thrash song, but it would fit more maybe on, like, it sounds like Brotherhood of the Snake, sort of like that vibe. I like that one way better than Nature of the Beast. And the last 2 songs on side D, Havana Syndrome, is really a very strange phenomenon. I didn't even know what it was until I saw the track list, and I had to look it up. And sort of like, a lot of people think like these high-ranking government and Canadian officials in Havana, Cuba, were getting sick and stuff, and a lot of people think it might be like microwaves, high energy microwave signals. We don't know. It's very strange. But this song reminds me of Greenhouse Effect type era of Practice What You Preach, my favorite Testament album. Dig that song. And then Parabellum, once again, very heavy song, ass kicker to close the album. Not as heavy, I don't think, as For the Love of Pain or Witch Hunt, but it has some of the harsher vocals on it. But I dig this song. It's a good song. It's more like, instead of demonic, which I don't like at all really, it's more The Gathering, which I like. Even though The Gathering, it's not death metal, but it's very, very harsh, heavy thrash metal, and it's a very underrated album. That song reminds me of something on The Gathering. So that's the album as a whole. It pulls from Early Testament, has a few melodic songs, 4 really harder, harsh songs, and they think maybe like Chris Dovos, the new drummer, might have influenced Testament to play harder than they have in a long time, because he's a co-writer of For the Love of Pain, so maybe that makes sense. Maybe he added a more harsher sound to the band. And this is probably their heaviest album, no doubt, since The Gathering and Demonic. Is it heavier than those 2 albums? Probably not, because there's the ballad and the slower songs there toward the middle of the album. But it's their heaviest album since The Gathering, easily, in my opinion. Where does this album fit, and what is my review of it? That's tougher. I preferred the last album. Many people think this is their strongest album since who knows when, long time. Probably in the 90s. I think it's better than Brotherhood. Is it better than Titans of Creation? I don't think it is. Most people might think so. But it's better than Brotherhood. It's better than Dark Roots. Those are 2 of the weaker ones. In my opinion, it's better than Demonic. I would say it's better than Souls of Black. So it's somewhere near the middle. I would rank it somewhere in the middle, mid-tier at best, I think. It might grow on me later. And according to Chuck Billy, they're in the process of maybe writing for a new album already next year. So we'll see what happens. But I got the one to show you. The copper vinyl is pretty sick looking. I like it a lot. And here's the booklet. Everybody that got the vinyl, you know, just as an example, has the band members and the lyrics on there, so it's pretty cool. Overall, like I said, I'll need more time with it. It's not my favorite Testament. Um, there's many albums I prefer better so far, anyway. But there's some songs on here that are really good, like Shadow People, the first single, meant to be the ballad, Havana Syndrome. Title track's good. So it's a bit of a love-hate thing right now with me because, you know, you get the death metal type sounds and the classic sound. So I admire how they did, like, instead of just making, you know, straightforward thrash, they pulled it from all types of eras of Testament. So that's what I like about it. But it is, for me, it definitely would take more time to listen to it. So that's my review of Parabellum. What do you think of it? Probably most viewers love this album. For me, it's hot and cold, so we'll see where it goes from then on. I made a Testament ranking a while back. I'll put the video here. As always, please subscribe if you like rock, metal, you know, any of that. And sometimes I'll do horror films, as long followers know. I might do another horror film since it's October, or horror related video. I don't know. It never gets many views, so I might not do one. As always, YouTube, rock on. Thanks for watching, and peace.